No matter how many times someone has made you feel replaceable or insignificant, there's a part of you, your spirit, that can never be taken away or copied. Your spirit is irreplaceable. It's something that can never be duplicated. Once you understand this, once you really know it, everything changes. Don't ever let someone make you feel uneasy about yourself based on their inability to appreciate your presence. Someone else's failure to see your worth does not diminish your value, nor does it mean they can replace or replicate your spirit. And the reality is, no matter how much they may have overlooked you or taken you for granted, they'll always come back. When someone fails to recognize your worth, it's not a reflection of your value, but of their inability to truly understand you. People often project their own insecurities, limitations, and fears onto others. If someone didn't see what makes you unique, if they didn't see the strength in your spirit, it doesn't mean that you're any less special. It means they couldn't handle the depth of who you are. It means they didn't have the capacity to recognize the light that you carry, the resilience that runs through you, or the power that comes from being unapologetically you. When someone doesn't see your worth, it's easy to internalize that. You might start questioning yourself, doubting your value, wondering if you're really as special as you thought. But their failure to see your worth doesn't change the essence of who you are. It doesn't change your spirit. No one can replicate that. They can't recreate what makes you you. They might try. They might even look for it elsewhere, but it won't work because your spirit, your authenticity can't be copied. It's something that's uniquely yours, forged by everything you've been through and everything that makes you who you are. And that's why those people who were unable to see your value always come back. When people fail to see your worth at first, they eventually realize that they can't replace you. No matter how many other faces they meet or people they interact with, they'll come to understand that there's no one else like you. No one else has walked your path, carried your heart, or understand the world the way you do. And when they try to move on, they'll soon find themselves searching for something that feels familiar, something that has the depth they can't find anywhere else. And that's when they'll come back. But the most important part is you don't need them to. You don't need them to come back for you to know your worth. You don't need their validation, their recognition, or their acknowledgement. What matters is that you know who you are, and that your value is not dependent on anyone else's ability to see it. Their failure to see your worth was never a reflection of your spirit. It was just their inability to see what's right in front of them. When you finally understand that no one can copy your spirit, you stop seeking external validation. You stop allowing someone else's failure to recognize your worth, to define you. You know deep down that your value comes from within, and that no one can replicate the essence of who you are. So don't let their failure to see you deter you from seeing yourself. Don't let their lack of recognition take away your understanding of your own worth. They'll come back when they realize that they lost you, but you'll be stronger, more self-assured and more certain of who you are by them, because the truth is they can't copy your spirit, and that's what will always draw them back to you. Before we get into the rest of the video, I wanted to let y'all know that I personally sell these hydrogen water bottles on Amazon. These bottles infuse regular water with hydrogen ions, which has numerous health benefits like neutralizing harmful free radicals in your body, which decreases your risk of diseases, and it enhances your immune system. If you want to buy a water bottle and support me, the Amazon link is in my bio below. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's get right into the video. There may have been a time when you might have believed your worth was tied to how others saw you or how they treated you. It's easy to feel like if people don't value you, that maybe you don't matter. You may have tried to fit into boxes that weren't yours to be what others wanted you to be. You might have convinced yourself that if you weren't appreciated in one place, that you'd be forgotten and someone else would take your place. That feeling of being replaceable, of being easily swapped out for someone else, can stick with you for a long time, but know that you cannot be replicated. No matter how much anyone might try to make you feel replaceable, your spirit cannot be thrown away. It's not something that can be swapped out for someone else. You're unique, and once you realize that, once you really understand that no one can take away what makes you, you, everything shifts. And take people off the pedestal, because who are they to make you feel uneasy or less than? Put yourself on the pedestal. Believe that you're better than that person or those people who made you feel out of place. Be so confident in knowing who you are that if you walked into a room, they could throw bricks at you and call you every name under the sun, but you would walk out of there still thinking and knowing you're the best. Have unstoppable confidence in yourself, because who are they to make you feel less than? Understand that your spirit isn't defined by other people's perceptions of you. It's not based on how they see you, how they treat you, or what they think of you. It's hard to believe when you've been made to feel small or overlooked, but no one can control your worth except you. You can be in a room full of people and they may not notice you. They may take you for granted, or they might never fully understand the depth of who you are. But none of that changes the truth that your essence is yours alone. For too long, you've probably given too much power to other people's opinions. You might have placed so much of your worth in their hands, forgetting the most important thing, that your spirit is yours. And no one can touch it unless you let them. No one can copy it. No one can imitate the path you've walked, the pain you've carried, the lessons you've learned. They can never take your heart or the way you move through the world. They might try, but they can never be you. There was a time when you might have thought that if you weren't accepted, if you weren't celebrated, or if you weren't appreciated, then maybe you were just meant to be forgotten. You might have thought that if you didn't measure up to other people's expectations, you'd be pushed aside and someone else would come along to take your place. But the truth is, the world can't replace the essence of who you are. No one else can live your life, walk your path, or have the same experiences that you've had. They may not see your worth, but that doesn't change the fact that it's there and it's undeniable. The most important part of getting to a place where you truly know that no one can copy your spirit is coming home to yourself. It's about finding peace with who you are. Understanding that who you are doesn't depend on how others see you. The process is a journey, and it begins with realizing that your worth is independent of external validation. To get to a place where no one can hurt you mentally, you have to heal from any past events first. Then you need to embrace what makes you unique. And after that, you need to give yourself permission to exist fully without apology. Healing is the first step, because when you start to heal, you begin to see that all the hurt, all the moments of feeling invisible or overlooked were never a reflection of your true worth. They were just circumstances or the people involved, but not a reflection of who you really are. When you heal, you see your own strength, the resilience you've built through everything you've been through. You start to recognize that the way you've been treated doesn't define your value. Your value is built from your heart, your experiences, and your unique perspective on life. There's beauty in who you are and what makes you different. The world often tries to tell you to fit in, to look like everyone else, to blend in. But the truth is, your uniqueness is your power. There's no one else like you. Your experiences, your pain, everything that has shaped you has made you who you are. Embrace that. Stop trying to fit into molds that weren't meant for you. Celebrate your authenticity. For so long you might have apologized for taking up space. You might have shrunk yourself to make others more comfortable, or dimmed your light because you were afraid of standing out. But when you realize that no one can copy your spirit, when you understand how irreplaceable you are, you stop apologizing for who you are. You stop hiding. You begin to stand tall in your truth. You stop seeking permission from anyone else to be your full self, because you know that's the only version of you that the world needs. This process, this journey, isn't always easy. It's not something that happens overnight. But once you truly come to the realization that no one can copy your spirit, everything shifts. You stop caring about whether others see your value. You stop letting their opinions dictate how you feel about yourself. You begin to move through the world with a quiet confidence, knowing that you are irreplaceable and that no one can take your place. Program that into your subconscious. Affirm every day that no one can copy your spirit. Once you get to this place, once you understand that no one can replicate your essence, it feels like a weight lifts off your shoulders. It's like you've been carrying this burden for so long, trying to please others, trying to fit into their boxes, and suddenly you don't need to do that anymore. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need to seek validation from the outside world, because you've already found your worth inside. You're unique, you're irreplaceable, and once you understand that, it changes everything. You no longer need anyone else to recognize your worth, because you already know it. You begin to move through life on your own terms. No one can replace you. No one else can do the things you do, feel the things you feel, or walk the path you've walked. Your spirit is yours, and it's unlike anything the world has ever seen. No one can copy it. No one can imitate it. So take a moment and recognize this. Your worth is not tied to what others think of you. Your spirit can't be replicated. It's yours, and that makes you irreplaceable. No one else can walk in your shoes, carry your heart, or hold your story. That's your power. And once you know that, nothing in this world can shake you. No one can copy your spirit. It's yours, and it's perfect just the way it is. Thank you so much. If you've made it all the way to the end of the video, please like, subscribe, and share so more people can acquire this free value I'm providing. Write a positive quote in the comments because someone out there might need to read it. Thank you.